Hi guys, and welcome to the new episode of Let's Build Allure Hills. In this episode we are going to continue working on Pine Valley and actually start working on some new features in the area, which I explained in the previous episode. So yeah, without further ado, we are going to take a look at what we did in time-lapse. Later on in the video there will be a real-life section of this video again, much like it was in the previous video, and you might actually do some building in that, so be sure to stick around for that, or jump ahead in time to go watch that already. Because I want to discuss some things with you, and we'll see what you think about it. So yeah, let's wait out for that, and yeah, I'll see you in a second. So in the time-lapse we are going to start working on the theater I mentioned in the previous episode, and this theater is not really an inspiration on something in real life, or actually it is, but it is a sort of theater that I've seen in multiple theme parks, or at least the way it is laid out, and well, you can visit this in most theme parks actually. I think every theme park in some way or another has some of these outdoor theaters. So it isn't nothing too special or anything, it's nothing much to it, to be completely honest. But it's just a nice little feature, and I thought it would look nice, especially in this environment that we are having. So what I did is make it a bit circular, just to start it off with, and just lay out some rocks around it, and make it look nice and fit in with the nature around it that we are have going on right now. And I think in the end, and you will notice that in the real life section when we're going to take a close look at this, is that it really turned out really nice, and especially with the overhang to cover up the people from when it's raining or when it's really hot outside. It's looking really nice, and yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and yeah. So what I did is just use a simple technique to copy it around it and make it circular. It's not very much to it, so I don't think it should be explained. I think most people already know these kind of techniques. Something that I wanted to mention though is that it was quite fun to do these small theater sort of things, so I might do these around the park more often. I'm already thinking of some bird show or something like the tropical area of this park, or the jungle area. I'm not really sure if I want to go with that in this park or not, but it could be a fun thing. So basically what I'm doing right now is just filling it up and making sure everything is covered, especially from this side. You can get a nice little view of the theater, and because I'm placing all this foliage around it, it's quite covered actually in the area, but at the same time it is visible, and people know there is a theater on here, and I made sure that people can find this theater easily. You'll notice that in a second that I made sure about it. And what I'm working on right now is the cover, as I said. This was kind of a struggle because I didn't really know how to connect the separate supportive poles, so to say. So that was kind of a struggle, and I did cut a lot out of there because it wasn't really that interesting. So you might think that this is going really fast, but I did spend like an entire day on this pole. Like I said on Twitter, maybe you've noticed that construction is a bit slow at the moment. I'm finding it very hard to find good inspiration for the area, and at the same time I'm just working really slow, both because work is kind of busy right now, and at the same time I'm just not feeling it at the moment. But I will continue working on this, and but you all might notice that in the content that we are creating in these videos, and the overall video upload is a bit lower than it was in the beginning. I think that's all fine. I think work and private life and etc. is something that always comes first, and especially when you need to make a living. And also, I enjoy playing Planet Coaster and other games as well, and I don't want to force anything. So what I want to give, or what I say about it, is just you don't have to worry about any content not working or coming out or anything. I will always let you know when something is going to drop or when something is delayed or something, but I just want to enjoy it and don't make it forced and stuff like that. So yeah, just so you know. The cover that I'm working on right now is something that I thought was a nice feature, especially how it turned out with all these poles on different, well, not really different levels, just different angles and stuff like that. It works out really nice, and especially with the leaves on top of it, which I'm going to add in a second, it all turned out pretty cool. And like I said, it feels covered and feels a little bit hidden in the forest, but at the same time it's still visible and looking good, and something that I think adds a lot of atmosphere to the area as a whole. But that's almost it for the time lapse, actually. In a second we will work on some planters and start doing some work on the airfield area of this park. I'm not going to do much because I'm not really too sure about the area as a whole, but we'll discuss it in the live portion of this video, which will be in a few minutes. In that live portion we will actually build something in real time, so no time lapse today, beside this then of course, but we'll actually work on something different this episode. So yeah, enjoy these little parts of the time lapse, and I will see you in a second in the live portion. Hey guys, and welcome to the real life part of this video. This is just a small little overview to start off with of the area, how it's looking right now. And as you can see, I did actually, a lot of stuff off camera. And I'm just going to show that real quick before we go to the live build, which I promised to you. So this is the theater in its complete version of it. So we've got the roof, of course, and the sitting area, and then we've got the stage. It's just a small little thing. It's not really much to it, with some nature around it. This should be like a small little show with Miss Ellie, of course, the mascot we've got going on in the game, which should explain something about nature and stuff like that. It's just a small little thing, nothing much to it. Then more to the north of that, we've got the Miss Ellie Happiness Station. It's just a little ice cream shop, themed towards like the happiness stations we've got in the Netherlands. I'm not really too sure if they are in other countries as well, but they're a bit popular in the Netherlands. So you get your own swirl with some toppings on top of it. They're delicious. You have some special ones as well with the season. So now I've got the peanut butter for the autumn and the winter. They also have like a tropical Hawaiian thing with lots of fresh fruits and stuff like that. But you can just go for a milkshake or just a small little sundae or kids cup or something. So it's just an ice cream shop, nothing really special to it. I also extended a little bit of the playground with some rope bridges over here, just to extend it a little bit further and connect it with this part of the area. And then we also have the entrance and the exit for the rope course. Then I also added a small slide over here, just something small for the smaller kids who don't really want to go over here or something. And I extended the planters a little bit, and then we also have the airport sort of area from the Finland. Like I said in the time lapse, I'm not really too sure with this how this area is going to work out in the end. I think this building over here and then of course the hangar over here are working out pretty fine. I like how they look and how they feel and stuff like that, but I'm not really too sure about the entrance for the wild aces and the ride itself. I think it's a little bit too big, of course, but that's nothing we can do or worry about. But the building itself is just not working for me, and for some reason it doesn't feel right for or something. So I might go in and do that, do some more work on that off camera, because the reason, and one of the reasons why this episode was so delayed was because of this area, because I wasn't really sure how it was working out. And so I did this like a million times over, relocating the position of buildings, the rides and the path fork and stuff like that. So it might take some time before this part gets finished. But yeah, like I said, you will see that with most of the area. But it's coming together as a whole, and I'm happy with most of it. Like I said, this area not so much, but most of the other areas are working out really cool for me, and I'm really happy with it. But if you have any suggestions, of course, or any feedback on this area, let me know. I would be happy with that, especially because I know you guys have some good ideas on these sort of things, and I would like to know your opinion about it. And I think a fresh view on it would really help. So yeah, let me know. But anyway, that's not what we are going to do in this time or in this real life part of the video, because like I promised, we are going to build something, and we are going to do something different than we are used to do in this park or in the time lapses. We are going to design a outdoor vendor with a food cart, very similar to some of the food carts which are in Disney, and I'm planning on doing more of these in the park. I might not record all of them while building, because it's a bit of the same over and over again when building these. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to record all of them, but this is the first that I'm trying out. So it would I thought it would be fun to actually see me building this. So the food cart that I'm going to do is similar to one not in California Adventure. This time not in California Adventure. This one is going to be something similar to one in Disneyland. I think it's Magic Kingdom, but I'm not really sure. It's one that is located in Frontierland in one of the parks, and it's just a small little food cart. I think it sells churros and pretzels. And my cart will just sell churros, maybe pretzels later, I don't know. But it's just going to be something small, something easy. But at the same time, I think it will be looking good. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So I'm just going to start off with the base and make sure that that part is looking good. So later on I will add on the details. I tried this before recording this, so it's going to be a little bit easier than one might expect from me. I'm not sure what you guys expect from me, but it might be a little bit easier than the first try I did, because in the first try I did do multiple designs. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit different. So extra details and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. What I'm trying to do with these, or what I will try doing with these cards, and what I tried with most of the things I've built so far in the park, is going to be about scale. I really want to make these things in scale, because scale is a bit of a struggle in Planet Coaster, but I think it's also fun to try it out. So yeah, that's what we are going to do and keep in mind with this card, and or at least what I'm going to try and keep in mind with this card. Something that I wanted to say before you guys are expecting anything. I won't be putting this on the workshop, because as you might know, I'm having some
problems with the workshop in the sense that I'm not able to upload anything. I've addressed this error a couple of times now, and I think there are some more people with this struggle, and I'm not really sure why we can't do that, but well, it's okay, I guess. I haven't found any solution for it so far. I'm still looking though. So yeah, we'll see when a solution is on its way. If it's going to be on its way, that is, of course. But we'll see. I think it has to do with the fact that I don't own the game myself. I'm sharing this game with my brother on 2 different computers, so that might be the problem. I've read this on Reddit and the Planet Coaster forums itself, that might be causing the problem. But then again, I can download things from the workshop and be friends with people via Steam, and then showing up in the game. So I'm not really sure what the real problem is and if it's going to be able to get fixed or not. When it is, or when it gets fixed, of course I will put some things in the workshop, like these cards and the old file and stuff like that, so people can get a close look. But so far it's not solved, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do that. But we'll see. Yeah. So the base of the card is almost finished. Just need to close up the part over here, which is still open. It's like a small little cabinet for maintenance. When something is wrong with the electrics or something, people can exit it via these small sites, and yeah, that's basically the base. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. I think the style and the colors work out nicely and fit in with the area as a whole. Of course, I will be able to see that better when it's around in the area, so I might change some colors later on, but I'm not really too sure about it. Yeah, this is looking fine so far, actually. Yeah, the scale is good so far. I think I'm going to look at, yeah, the scale is good. Normally these counters are like up to the waist or something, and it's maybe a little bit too high, but I'm okay with that. Actually, it's looking good. Okay, so let's go to the details. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the basic details. Just it's basically very much inspired by the card in Frontierland. So it's basically looking at the reference pictures and implement them in this design. So let's see. Oh yeah, just putting the top in here. So we've got like the shiny part of this counter, which is in most, because of course it's not really wood you can work on, so it's just like plastic or something like that, just cover. Okay, so just let's cover it up. Okay, so something that I want to talk about while we're adding on some first details is, and I mentioned this in the time lapse as well, is that you might have noticed that the upload rate for my videos and on Twitter, etc., it's a little bit low at the moment. This is because multiple reasons. First of all, I'm a bit busy with work, busier than I expected, so I'm not really able to do much work in the game. And when I have the time to play Planet Coaster and start working on this, I'm not really too sure about all the things that I'm building. As I mentioned, the airfield itself was a big struggle. I wasn't too sure about all the things that I did, and I'm having this with some other areas of Pine Valley as well. I think overall it's turning out pretty cool, but I had some struggles with it in the beginning. I think this has to do with it being a new area, of course, with it not being a direct copy of a real life thing. So that got me struggling a little bit, which meant there was a lot of trial and error, not much to it in terms of recording and So, and that will happen more often in the future as well, that especially in the beginning of a new area, I might be delaying some videos just to make something really good and deliver quality in terms of quantity. And like I said, I want to enjoy Planet Coaster, and I don't want to force building anything. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons. I want to enjoy it, and I enjoy making these videos. I just don't want to rush it, and I want to deliver quality over quantity, like I said. So in the future, you might notice that uploads might be a little bit delayed overall, because, like I said, I want to take the time to deliver something good. And but as always, I will keep you posted with updates and news and maybe some teasers on my Twitter. So yeah, be sure to follow that if you want to catch all that information. And otherwise, just subscribe and you'll see a new video coming your way when it drops. So yeah, that's basically just a heads up about it. And don't worry too much. There is still content coming your way. Like I said, it just might take some time before it drops. Okay, so this is going to be a fun thing, actually. Okay, so in the picture that I'm looking at right now, there is this, and with most vendors, there is this little part which is the holder where the churros get made or are stored. So I'm going to try that right now. Because of the theme this card is going for, it's just wood. So I'm going with that, using the windows. Let's see. Okay, now comes the tricky part, because the corners are just wood, but the inside is a window. So let's see if this one works, because it should be moved, be able to move. So like you can open the window and grab one out of it. I think this should work. It has that look to it. So you can open one side and open the other, or close the other. And I don't know what I'm saying, but I think this one will work. So, okay. Yes, I think that works. Just sink it in a little bit so it could cover up. Okay, that should work. Let's see. We can close it off on top, of course. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Okay, so yeah, that is working out for me. I'm just going to lower that a little bit just to cover it up. Okay, so yeah, that works for me. I guess I can talk about this as well, because the future of Allure Hills. As you might have seen, and you will see that in the cinematics at the end of the video, I guess, is that Pine Valley is getting close to being finished. It's just the Rapids ride, and then the theme park part of this area is almost finished. And so it's time to think of new areas. And what I said a few minutes ago, with me struggling with this area and coming up with something which is looking good, and I'm feeling it at the moment, that also means that I'm trying out different things. So I think I can talk about that a little bit, because the new area that I'm working on will be a jungle area or tropical area with some rides, a coaster, all sorts of things. And I'm just trying out some things just to make it work, getting the style right, and so that when we actually get there to that point, I can start off immediately without any hesitations or stuff like that. So I'm just doing that in the meantime, which also means that the video uploads or work on Pine Valley might be a little bit smaller. So that's also one of the reasons why the uploads might be a little bit slower. But if it's something's looking good and I'm happy with it, that might also mean that in the future the upload rate might be getting a little bit bigger. But well, we'll see how it goes. And like I said, it's just trying out things, nothing too special. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. What I'm doing right now, actually, it's just a small thing, is like the working station for the people. So when they get the churro or the pretzel out of like the box we just made, yeah, they can get over here behind it and work on it and basically sugar it or something, or put some toppings on it. I don't know what is custom with churros. I like my churros just regular when I'm on a fair or something. Nothing too special, but I don't know what else these churros can have. But yeah, it's just a little worker station. Imagine having some napkins and stuff, and you can some forks of knives. I don't know. But it's just a small little touch, and it's nice. So yeah, I think it's almost finished. Actually, just need to try the roof actually, and this is going to be a hard part because I struggled with this a little bit when I tried it off camera, and so I'm trying to do that design. This is also the design from other carts in Disney. Because the one that I'm having over here, what I'm looking at right now, is a little bit different. It has like cloths over it and some like iron fence or posts being a support. But the only iron supports we have are really big and they don't work with this. So let's see if this is going to work. Just adding that angle over there, so to make it a little bit more interesting. What I might do is just try something basic, and then later on off camera I will add some more details to it or try something else. Just okay, so I just moved this a little bit. I think we are almost finished with this. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Just if all the objects want to select. Yes, okay. Just adding these, so I don't have to do that in a second. The hitboxes are really annoying at the moment. I don't know if they changed this in an update recently or something, but some of the hitboxes got really annoying. And anyway, okay, so yeah, that would do. Okay, yes, excellent. So that's basically it. It's yeah, pretty good to scale it. I'm happy with it. So the small little area right next to these, it's just like something for the guests to wait or to receive their order or something. So nothing too big or small actually, and they can get some extra napkins over there or ask questions. I don't know. Okay, so this would work, I guess. Okay, and then on the other side as well, just to make it a bit symmetrical. Yeah, that would work. Okay, excellent. So I think it's a little bit too low for my likings. I'm also not too pleased with the angles of it. And the beams are looking a little bit too big. So I'll just put a roof on it. Let's see if this works. No, well, it's not gonna work out. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a roof on this. Let's see, just a basic one. Yeah, that's basically it, I guess. Just a roof, make it fit. Okay, and yeah, it's a little bit low, but I think it works out actually. Yeah, it works out, and then at the same time it's a little bit low. Okay, so, but the idea is nice. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, so I'm just going to add some small details right next to it, like some crates and barrels, and but I'm happy with this. This is the design I'm going for. I might tweak it a little bit off camera, but that's basically it for now. And like I said, just some small details which I'm going to add right now, but yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm really happy with this. I'm going to place this in the park. in a nice area, I think, and you will see it in the cinematic shots in a second how it turned out. So thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to catch all the videos, and of course, like I said, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, to catch all the latest news and maybe some teasers. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.